Hey everyone, welcome back to Being a Fine Figure. G Topo here as always, as today we will be unboxing Gemini from Valaverse Action Force line. And this is my second female from the Valaverse universe. I still plan on getting one more, and that's the Eclipse. And it is going to be, and the one I want actually, not, hopefully I'll get it. And it's been sold out a couple of times, and they put it up, and I've kind of missed out. Is the Eclipse, the war paint one, like the battle one. But if the regular one does become available again somewhere, I'm definitely going to pick it up because those are going to be the 3 core females that I'm going to get from Valaverse. And I already have my group of guys. So very limited on Valaverse. I don't go too heavy on them. They are great figures, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against them. I just, I'm mainly focusing on G.I. Joe. I stopped even collecting wrestling. I'm just going to stick with what I have. And of course, I kind of toned down on Marvel, and of course, I'm into McFarlane, DC multiverse. So I don't want to overdo it, especially with my limited spacing. Because sometimes when I overdo it, I end up having to get rid of some of the figures that I don't, not that I don't like, but I just don't see them fit anymore the direction that I'm going. But today it's all about Gemini. The minute I saw this figure when it was revealed a couple months ago, I knew I was going to get it. It just looks, the detail on it looked amazing back then. Now that I have it online, now that I have it here at home, and I'm looking at it, it just looks incredible. So without further ado, as we do on this channel, I am going to open this up and I will have everything out and I will be right back. All right, now that the figure is out of the packaging, as we all know, Valaverse is known for all their accessories and the accessory packs and all that stuff, which is one of the great things that they have. The fact that not only you get, weapons, multiple weapons and stuff as such, you also get multiple hands, which are great. Not only the trigger fingers, that's the difference between G.I. Joe. I think the only G.I. Joe figures that I can remember off the top of my head that have extra hands was Sergeant Slaughter, which I also recently just picked up Valaverse version of Sergeant Slaughter. So that video will be coming up soon, and I will be comparing that to the G.I. Joe. And I also might even consider comparing that to the wrestling Mustafa version of Sergeant Slaughter, because I wasn't able to get my hands on the Mattel Creation ones, but we'll see in that video. So that video is coming up, so stay tuned for that. But again, back to Gemini. Again, it's full of accessories, great figure, great details. So let's just get right on to the accessories so we can get the figure on hand and highlight what's good and what's bad about the figure itself. So again, Valaverse comes with these awesome metal style looking bases. It has the Action Force logo on it. It's got that nice, looks like it makes you look like the metallic base there. And these are really, really good. And not only are they just the base, but they give you different positions that you can place the figure and never have to worry about it topping over or stuff, because you can do different poses for it, which is great. And again, I love these, and I got already, 6 of them already, 6, 7 of them. So, I love them. And now, we're going to quickly go over the hands. Again, it does have the hands in hand, the ones that it brings, of course, which are the trigger hands. And then it has the cupping hands, I call them, that you can hold a weapon, this is a nice touch. You could have her, clock and holding the weapon, or give her the illusion that she's gonna pump a shotgun or something. So, these are great to have. And then, of course, she has the knife holding hands or the weapon holding hands. And again, it's got the nice articulation. She's got the fingerless gloves there. These are nice, and they're all nicely detailed too. Oh, there goes one of them. You can see all the texture and details on these. Where'd that go? So we're gonna put that to the side. And then, of course, he's got a pair of fists, which is great. Again, they're good for posing and stuff. You can have her shoot one person and punch another one. So these are great additions. And again, Valaverse does a great job of always supplying us. Well, no, the paint job here is a little... Oh, okay, so this is great. So I think they're meant to be taped hands. So thus, the paint job on some of these is terrible. But I think they're basically, they ain't supposed to be fingers and gloves. I missed the detail where they're actually taped hands. So they are supposed to go in between the fingers, but here obviously they kind of missed and they it wasn't done properly. But I guess, you know, it could be worse. I guess it could be worse. And of course, their weapons. Let me sorry about that. Let me straighten up here. The chair's getting caught on the rug. She's got this nice detailed knife here. I like, it's nice. Look at that. It's not that. And also another thing that Valaverse kind of does a little bit better than G.I. Joe when it comes to the weapons, that they're not soft plastic. They're a little bit harder. They're firmer. So when you get them right out of the packaging, they're not bent or anything. They're like straight, because again, it's a very hard. It's not rubbery like the G.I. Joes. And then they also put a little texture and detail into the weapons by toning them up, or, you know, if they're gonna be one color, it'll have some sort of details. Like the knife here, I like the fact that I've seen knives like this before. You got the nice gray handle. You can see all the little rivets there, or for the handle. He's got for the finger, good grips. And of course, it's black, but they still give you the nice detail on the edge to give you the illusion that it's a nice sharp. And then of course, it's got the little teeth on top, and it's nice. And then you go to the side gun here, the big gun. And again, it's all one color. It has a little hole there for plug the effects. But, you know, it's got the triggers black, and you got the little clip there is black, and then you have the bullet, and, you know, so they do add some texture and detail. You can see it has like those little paint apps on the details there of the gun, so it kind of stands out. So it's not just all one plain color. You know, guns, you know, they are, but they, in some instances, some of them, the handle, or, you know, something, it will stand out. And this is what I love about them. Like, you know, her main weapon here, as you can see, the details on it pop, the green pop, and then you got the black. I mean, it's a nice color. You got the scopes there, or the end is black. And then, of course, you do come with multiple magazines. And I myself am not, I think it looks good for effects and stuff if you photograph them all the time, you know, changing magazines and stuff during a fight. But for the most part, I just think that this is just another piece that you can lose. So I mostly just put them in and not worry too much about it, and hope that I don't lose them. But they do give you extra ones. That actually, see, it makes the multiple colors, makes all the weapons look great. The great thing about this is that it does give you multiple ones, but you put them in the figure, so they carry them, which is great. That, it's a nice touch, rather than just have single magazines and not have any place to put them. But that's good with that. So I am going to move this over to the side, and later on we'll put all this together and get it all nice and ready for battle. I'm putting all the weapons on there. But now it's all about Gemini. And again, I was hoping for that. I was waiting for this figure. The minute I saw it, I even put a picture of it on my Instagram page, that I was definitely got to get my hands on this one. Out of that, of all those releases, this was the one that I definitely had to get. I'm still debating on the other ones, but this was a nice, I mean, the details. And again, the name Gemini, she has a dual personality. You know, she's a bookworm, and, you know, her background goes from years of bullying and stuff, and now she can flip a switch, and she can, like, pretty much go all crazy in battle and stuff. So, but I mean, the detail on the head sculpt is great. I would have liked, really, this is one figure that would have made a lot of sense to have two heads, because you will give her the calm head, and then you can also give her this head, and, you know, the hands Gemini, right? It will make a lot more sense. But for now, we went with one. So I'm hoping in the future that they give us, I don't know, some Gemini weapons pack with an extra calmer head, with glasses, right? Because she's, you know, her data file has her being, she's a bookworm, right? She started as a bookworm, so it'll be, you know, a nice little dual head scan, just so it can fit her personality. Now, back to the head. It's got some great details. The eyes pop there, sort of like greenish, yellowish type. The hair, the details. She's got the braids. I mean, the extra details that Valaverse puts on these figures is incredible. Oh, she's got a neck tattoo. She's got a neck tattoo. Oh man, it would be great if we can remove. Is this removable? Oh, it'd be great to see. Yeah, she's got that nice tattoo in the back. Yeah, man, that would be great to see the tattoo in her neck. That's a nice touch to it. Articulation there. It's got a nice tone there. Yeah, the tape gloves, of course. These are done a lot better. They look a lot better than the fisted ones. So, but she's got the nice vest. She's got a nice little cami underneath, and the details on the vest here is actually pretty good. And of course, this is where you're gonna plug on. I'll be putting on those magazines later on. She's got some nice detail there. Yeah, it's nice. It's got the drop down, like they all do. Oh, there's a place for the knife in the back, which is great. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Pandora also has that. So I think that's actually pretty cool. And it's in the right spot. So when you're like posing her up, all you gotta do is just, give her that nice hand in the back, pulling the knife. That's, it's pretty cool. And again, the Valaverse articulation, it is great. The only thing is that the removing of the hands and stuff, it gets a little hard. But once you kind of loosen them up, it's not too bad. When I got my first Valaverse, which was Trigger, it was a nightmare. It was a pain in the ass, I'm telling you, getting those hands and switching out the hands. But after a while, they kind of loosen up. So now they're not as bad. But back to Gemini here. It's got some nice detail on the pants. I'm telling you, man, they nailed it, man. The colors, they pop. I mean, whoever's even fashioning these know how to put colors together. And I mean, it's got a lot of damage there, and it's got some small magazines for the gun, which is a great touch. And see, they're sculpted and painted on there, so I think that's a great touch. That would have been good for the other ones too. Again, if we went over the gun earlier, you could see the black, and then you see the magazine, so that's a nice touch there. And of course, they're not as loose as the Joe ones, so they don't normally go up and down. I have a couple of my figures that this whole holster is always at the bottom, and I have to keep, forcing it up and trying to hold it in place. But Valaverse does a good job. And even if you slide this over, you can see the buckle there. They still went ahead and detailed, even though they were going to put something over it, which is great. They don't take the easy, lazy way out when it comes to these things. Again, they're also pinless, which is, I'm all for that. And, they do a really good job of matching up that joint that connects, like the elbows and the knees. A lot of figures, the tone and the plastic is just, sometimes it just sticks out so bad because they're not able to match up the colors really good. But Valaverse has figured it out. So all kudos to them. Again, they're all great figures. I'm not, sometimes I say I'm not going to do something, I end up doing it. But for the main, as long as I can help it, I'm just going to concentrate on the ones that I really, really like. And I think I've already completed that. The only one that's missing from my must-get list is Eclipse, the War paint one. That one looks amazing. And again, if I happen to miss out, which I have already, I'm definitely not going to buy it on eBay. I do not pay scalpers. I would definitely try to get my hands on the regular one. But man, this is great, man. It's a nice looking figure. And again, you get that nice stand. You get the nice gun, which Valaverse has a way of putting it backwards, and it actually looks good backwards. Actually, no, let's try the other way. I guess that'll do. And again, you have a spot for your magazines. Put them there. Well, that's actually pretty good. I don't think they're gonna be coming out easily, which is great. I like that. Kept the magazines there. Got the knife. Perfectly fits in the back, nice and firm, so it's not gonna come out, which is what I like. This is they really, again, Their attention to the small things is what makes this company stand out a little bit. They've really like do their research. Their quality control and stuff is actually really good. I've yet to have a bad figure from them, with the exception of the hands and stuff at the beginning, but they've gotten better. And again, you got the nice drop, very easy, and you can do a lot. I mean, you drop that, and again, you get some nice movement on it, and they just pop right up. And again, they're very firm. The joints are not loose. I mean, they do their homework as far as what I think they believe a collector or a fan wants, and they really nailed it. And coming with these characters, they're doing good, man. They are doing great. And again, weapons, I have like the worst luck when it comes, but actually with Valaverse, they're not too bad. I think it's easier than some of the Joes when you try to put them on the weapons on them. You know, this is it's a nice looking figure, man. It's a nice looking Gemini. And of course, this is like, I love keeping them on the stand. I think the stand, oh yeah. One great thing I also like that when you the bottom of the feet, man, look at that. That's just detail. That's great because, you know, that's what boots and shoes are supposed to look like. And they do a good job of that too. Like, I mean, to the T. I mean, they really, I got to commend them. Bobby's doing over there. It's great. So wish them continuous success. And they keep going. They're definitely going to have a lot of fans for a long time. And so far, they're doing a good job. So, the other figure that I have, female from Valaverse, of course, is my favorite. And it is none other than Pandora. So, these two together, they're incredible. It's my favorite Valaverse female so far. And, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to top her. Gemini, I mean, it's amazing. And I like the fact that you can see the height. Gemini is a lot bigger. It's a lot taller than Pandora, which, you know, gives you, you know, it doesn't, they all don't have to be the same. They all don't have to be on the same scale. I like that. They're more realistic. And again, keep doing what you're doing, guys, over at Valaverse. This is these figures are great. Your attention to detail, to, you know, to just, you know, sometimes a fan are the best people to put out product. And, you know, people that just get into the business of making things just to make a buck, they lose sight of what a collector wants and what drives people to continue to like, you know, to buy their brand or you know, or enjoy their hobby. But these guys got it. There's a lot of people. I mean, the G.I. Joe team, for the most part, also are focused, you know, on that. I can't say I have that, you know, I can say that about the Marvel team. they're just, I don't know. I think they're deep down, they're fans, but, you know, making money and sales is what I think it's more important at times, it seems to me. That's my opinion. But yeah, man, this is a great figure. Once I get Eclipse, I think that I'm just gonna hold off unless they, you know, they wow me with something. And so far, once in a while, they do. So, as always, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching the review of Gemini today. It is definitely a fine figure. You know, it kind of reminds me of my wife when I forget to take the trash. You know, that's the look I get, minus the weapons. But as always, thank you for your support, guys. Continue to your continued support. You know, I really truly appreciate. And as always, continue to be a fine figure, and I will see you later.